Hello, and welcome to Fasting Over 40 with Toya. This is my YouTube channel, and it's going to be all about fasting. I am over 40, and I am a faster. I want to say my journey pretty much started back in 2019. I started to dibble and dabble with ketogenic diets, and I did lose some weight. I won't lie. However, I'm not saying that keto is not sustainable because it totally is. It's just a bit more challenging, or at least it was for me. So after I lost the weight back in 2019 or so, I fell off. And that's when I decided that maybe low carb might be a little bit better for me. Once the pandemic hit, I joined a group all about ketogenic diets and incorporating fasting. So I attempted the ketogenic diet again, but with the fasting, and it was a whole program, and it worked. I think I lost 16 pounds in 1 month. However, like I said, it was the pandemic. Everybody was life and trying to, maintain. And unfortunately, once again, I fell off. Uh, I'm going to say I ended up putting that weight back on and then some, honestly. I think during the pandemic was just a really rough time for everybody. And I know quite a few, lots of people actually, who just, I guess we sat home and we ate. We ate our problems. I don't know what it was, but I know for one, I did gain that weight back. I got bigger. Bringing us to 2020, around April or so, I said, you know what? I'm 325 pounds. I'm hurting. I'm in pain. I had a lot of inflammation in the body, and I just wanted to make a change. And because I had dealt with fasting before, I knew that it worked because I had done so much research on it before I actually began to take the leap. When I saw that the weight was coming off and that it was so healthy for me, it wasn't just about weight, it was about the way I felt on the inside, getting rid of that inflammation. So this year, I said, I'm done. I want to, get better. So what I did is about April 27th or so, I said, I want to drop this weight. I have to just go and fast for about 2 days, 2 or 3 days. It'll jumpstart me. It'll at least get me into ketosis. Ketosis wasn't exactly what I was trying to do as far as fasting, but I know that the body does run a lot better on ketones than it does on carbohydrates. I knew that I had a lot of weight to lose and a lot of extra carbs in my body, a lot of extra toxins in the body that I needed to flush out. So I fasted for about 2 or 3 days. In those 2 or 3 days, I dropped a good 7 pounds. And then, yes, I know that it's water. It's water. Um, However, I did manage to stay in a fat burning state. So when I broke the fast after 2 or 3 days, I ate a ketogenic diet, or I'm sorry, a low carb diet. I don't ever really want to say ketogenic for me because that way of eating was really hard. Like you really have to look into your packages and all ingredients and everything, and it's extremely tough, or it can be, but at least it was for me. So I went on and just did the low carb deal, and that's how I broke the fast. And I do check my blood, for ketones and to see how high my blood sugar is. And obviously, I knew that once I broke that fast with a low carb diet, I was going to be able to stay in ketosis, therefore burning more fat. So That's exactly what I did. But I just didn't stop there. I kept going. I knew you got a lot of weight to go. At this point, you're 325 pounds. You're not happy. You're hurting. Sleep is horrible. It's just things aren't just going all that fantastic. And I know that by losing the weight, that would be a catalyst to help me switch over to a much better and healthier version of myself. So from April 27th until about May 30th, I just kept fasting, and I would fast a day, sometimes 24 hours. I can do 36 hours, 48 hours. Then I would eat. I'm just prone to only eating one meal a day. I've been doing that kind of for years, but not eating the correct thing. So I just kept at it. And at the end of 1 month, by the 30th of May, I was using an app and I looked back and I said, damn, you only ate 15 times this month. But I felt better than I have in years, to be honest with you, because the inflammation inside of the body, my body was going down. My sleep was better. I had more energy. Um, my my mood went sky high. I was extremely happy. And when I looked at that log for that month, I had only eaten 15 times, but I had dropped 30 pounds. Not only did I drop 30 pounds, I lost inches as well. Unfortunately, I did not keep track of the inches that I lost, but visibly you can see just by looking in the mirror or, just me putting on my clothes. I real life lost 30 pounds in 1 month. And I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is not going to be a diet. This is going to be my lifestyle. So I kept going is what it is. I kept going. And unfortunately, in about the middle of June, I was going to go on a cruise, my first cruise actually. And somehow, some way, about 4 days before I went on the cruise, I lost my voice. I lost my voice. And, not only did I lose my voice, but I ended up with an ear infection. I just didn't find out for about a week or so later that I had an ear infection. Needless to say, I missed my first cruise. That was a total, that was bad. So I missed the cruise and I started to fall off because I was sick. So certain things you're not going to eat. I didn't really feel so very well. I fell off but I didn't quit. It just kind of slowed down. And I felt like I was a little burnt out because I had been fasting for so long, for those 30 days. And I don't want to say I overdid it, but I just did it. I was fasting a lot. Um, that's around summertime, 4th of July was rolling around, summer, people want to get out, have fun, go to barbecues, all that stuff. It was a little tough, but again, I slowed down, but I maintained that weight. At that time, I was already about 290 pounds by then. I believe whatever 325 minus 30 is, that's what I was about this time. And I managed to maintain that weight. So I was really pleased with myself. The part that I was having issues with was when I would fast, sometimes, it could be 24 hours, 36, whatever. And I go to break the fast. What did you eat, Toya? I was eating, I had a burger or something, probably from Del Taco, some McDonald's. I don't know. But the point is, I was not breaking that fast properly. And when you don't break a fast properly and you come out of a fasted state, you will absorb water. You're gonna absorb water pretty well. Meaning, say you just came off a fast and you go and say you eat some Chinese food or something. anything, any fast food or anything, just even out of your home, out of the grocery store. Say you went and ate a DiGiorno pizza or you know, whatever, you're gonna blow up. Okay, you're gonna put on water. So that next day you go and you weigh yourself and you're gonna go, I gained 6 pounds. And it's like, no, baby, you didn't gain 6 pounds. You are bloated. It's water. And I can tell you right now, as a faster, that is one of the most devastating things to do, to have fasted for X amount of time, break your fast incorrectly, and then go and step on the scale. Man, I'm telling you, it'll bring you close to tears, if not tears, because I know a couple times I was just like, God dang, like, come on, man, like, really? So, again, I'm human, I'm not perfect. You kept eating the wrong way, the wrong things, breaking that fast the wrong way. And I just said, you know what, man, I got to be more accountable. That enters the whole deal with starting a YouTube channel. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me before, hey, man, Toy, get on YouTube. You used to, dibble and dabble on TikTok. You dabbled on Facebook Lives. Um, I'm on a stage at least once a week in front of people, and they were like, hey, start a YouTube. Like, this is the time right now. Girl, over 40 is hot. Jump into YouTube. Now, my mother is she's over 60, and she came into a DoorDash. Now, I just looked her up a couple of days, I don't even want to say a couple of days ago, maybe this morning or so. And I was like, wow, I'm listening to her story and I'm watching, how she blew up. And I see her encouraging a lot of people over 40 to get on YouTube. It took me years because I remember my mother telling me about YouTube when it first started back in the early 2000s. Now, back then, I didn't even have a decent phone. I mean, I was on little tiny bar phone Kyocera phones, but I just I wasn't feeling it at that time. I had a kid. And this was almost, 20 years ago. So I had a young child, I just wasn't there. But somehow during the pandemic, everybody was in the house. I was on, Facebook a lot. I was on TikTok, or I started to dibble in TikTok, and I really did enjoy it. I highly enjoyed it. And I just figured if everybody else can do it and everybody else can start a TikTok or a Facebook or TikTok or a YouTube, whatever, they can be on social media. Don't worry about it, Toy. You can get on there too. Do what you can do. Share what you know. Share your knowledge. Share your life experiences. Right now, I'm really heavily, dealing with the fasting and trying to become and manifest a better person in myself through losing the weight. So far, I just came off I would say, two-day fast. I started Saturday night. And I went until Monday night, which was yesterday. And the fast was easy. It was good. I broke it right. When I got off, I ate jalapeno poppers this time. And it was just jalapenos, cream cheese, and wrapped in bacon. That's a completely good thing to break your diet with, or, to break your fast with. I also had some Greek yogurt and fresh strawberries with it. So I checked my blood later on today, or not, just a little right before I started this video, and my blood sugar is at 88, and ketones is at zero point 0.7. So definitely into ketosis. I feel great. And, I had set out to eat dinner tonight. Again, I was going to break that fast, with a steak and the rest of the jalapeno poppers from the night before. And then I said, you know what? I'm not really hungry. So if I'm not hungry, why waste my time going into the kitchen and cooking dinner and you're not really hungry? So I decided to push that fast until tomorrow sometime. I'm not 100% sure how long I'm going to go, but on my fasting app, it does say that the fast was supposed to be for only, I think, 16 hours, but it's been over 24 hours now. And I feel great. Um, I think that it's not think, I know that once the carbohydrates, our sugars out of my body will start running on fat. Once my body is running on fat, aka ketones, then things will be better. I'm talking mental clarity, your mood, your sleep, your energy, everything just it explodes. Your human HGH, your human growth hormone rises. Like it's just a phenomenal feeling. And if you fast for long enough, you do start to feel like this type of a runner's high. It feels really good, but the best feeling of all is knowing that you are doing something for yourself, something that can't nobody else do for you in this world by fixing yourself from the inside out. So hopefully there's people on this channel who are fasting, or you want to learn about fasting, you just want to look into somebody else's life. I hope you guys stick around. As always, my motto, don't start none, won't be none. I'll see y'all soon.